minutes, years, decades, generation, millennia, fucking eons. Recording has started. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Black Diamond AJ, and today we got a video. We here to talk about whether or not whether time exists or not. Now, the funny thing about this is I've been thinking about this for like about the last 2 or 3 years. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like just different stuff when it comes to like learning about physics, learning about science, abstract as facts that stay in my head. That's really how I learn. That's really how I gain knowledge, intensive knowledge on stuff, is because I hear different bits and pieces about it. And when I hear different bits and pieces about it, I'll take 2 from an equation and put that next to 2 and add it to another 2 from a separate equation just to come up with the answer of 4. You see what I mean? That's kind of how my brain works. Without me having to necessarily get taught about something, I have to put 2 and 2 together, which it's not hard for me. It's not hard for a lot of people. It's like, how the fuck would you know some shit like that? But hey, it is what it is. That's just how my brain works, and a lot of people in the world brain work like that. But let's just get started with the discussion. Let's get started with the talk, with the fucking talk. So bottom of the screen is a motherfucking socials and stuff. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That is my business Facebook page. My business Facebook page hosts all of my podcasts, whether it's the solo ones, whether you got the Devil's Advocate ones, or whether you got the group podcast with the Black Diamond podcast. So shit, with that being said, shit, I just want y'all to like the video, share the video. I'm trying to pull my notes up right here because they want to kind of be annoying, because this is a little science lesson for people, some people. I don't know where to put it, bro. Probably put it right there. There you go. Okay, so I'm assuming y'all can hear me well. So what is time, right? Well, let's start off with the initial question, and then let's dive deeper into it, right? So first things first is whether or not is time fake. Okay. The answer to whether or not time is fake is no. Time is its own dimension that exists in the fabric of space. It is its own dimension that exists in the same fabric that space does. This is where you get the term space-time from. I don't know if y'all ever watch like scientific sci-fi movies or some shit. They talk about the space-time continuum and, oh, it has effects all throughout space-time. That's what they mean when they say that. Time and space are essential. Well, in this dimension that we live in, which is the known universe, time and space are linked. They are relative to each other. So with that being said, the fact that time is relative to space makes it real, because why? We know space is real. Why? We live on a planet. Why? I'm talking to you in a room that is a studio, in a duplex, in a city, in a state that's on a continent, on a part of the world, on a planet that's smaller than other planets. You see what I'm saying? It's all space. It's all the same space, whether it's the space between my face and this fucking camera, or whether it's the space between the sun and the fucking earth. Space is space. Whether you want to try to split hairs or not, space is space, right? So with that space, time is also linked and interwoven into it, like a fabric. That's where the fabric of space-time, that's where that saying comes from, because space and time is like a fabric. Well, space is like a fabric, and when you rip space, you also alter time. So let's just get a little bit deeper into necessarily what time is, because a lot of people don't even know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Some people may say, oh, time is hours or the days or some shit like that, right? So what is time, right? Fuck is it? Some people say it's hours, some people say days. The true answer, and this is probably the most objective answer that I have for what time really is. We know it exists. What is time really? Y'all know how it is. So, what we describe as time, the concept of our understanding, concept of time, is how to describe this? It's the present moment happening over and over and over and over again. That's pretty much what time is. Our experiences, right? Me talking to you right now, it is 5:04 p.m. on Wednesday, April, I don't even fucking know. April 13th, Wednesday, April 13th, right? I am constantly in the present. You watching this are in the present that's ahead of the present of me talking to you through this video. You see how that's how time is very relative, because time is also subjective to the individual observer. So when it comes to you, right? Um, let's say like let's say 2 or 3 years ago today, you would have been in college or something. Let's use me for an example, right? 2 or 3 years ago today, I would be in a college class, learning from an instructor about business or finance or whatever, right? Me learning that is me being in the present. In that moment in time, that was the present for me. That was a present. But that present for me is now past. You get what I'm saying? So, really, when we describe past, present, when we describe the past, the present, and the future, the only thing that really exists is the present. That's it. That's all that matters is the present. The past never matters. This right here never matters. You want to know why? It shouldn't matter to your present, but it does affect your present. Your future, the one on this end, is not even determined yet, you don't know your future, but it is determined by your current present. It's a mind fuck. I'm sorry. It's a mind fuck trying to explain it. It's easy to understand, but to explain it is like, yeah. But so that's basically where you would be at. The future doesn't exist. It's only the future is only determined by the present that you are currently experiencing, and the past presence that you've already experienced. So 3 years ago was the past present of Black Diamond in college, right? The current present that we're talking about is Black Diamond graduated from college. You see what I mean? It's the same present. Both of them were presents. One of those presents just passed. Hence why we call the past the past. And another reason why people also say your past should not affect your present, shouldn't affect your future. Now, your past can imprint, it can kind of guide where your future could be, and so can your present. But I'm telling you right now, your present has way more effect on your future than your past does. Hence why the only thing that really exists when it comes to the human conscious is the in the moment. A lot of times humans operate in the moment, in the present, in the now. A lot of humans don't operate in the past, because if you do operate in the past, what happens? You operate in the past. Let's say you had a relationship, right? And let's say your partner cheated on you. That was a past present to where your partner was cheating on you. Now, the current present is you understanding that, hey, my partner, that was the past, right? What my partner did in the past cannot affect this present that I'm experiencing now, or presents that have yet to exist. which would be the future. You see what I mean? That's how time works. That's how time works relative to an individual. That's how time works relative just to human stimulation to reality. That's all it is, right? And when you think about necessarily that when you think about the fact that you can recall the past like it's your present, means in your brain, your subconscious mind, that was a present that you lived that you have to go back to relive it over again. Why do you think when people got old flames or something, or let's say somebody did something bad in their past and they changed and then it come back up and bite them in the ass? That's what people mean when they say, I just relived my past through my memories, because that's exactly what you're doing. You are reliving a past present that is stored in your mind. How was it stored? Well, we're gonna get to that a little bit later on. So, what is the proof that time exists? Okay, AJ, you're telling me all this, you telling me all this shit. You sitting here telling me, oh, the present that you're feeling is the present now, and then the present that I had in the past is the past. You saying all of this shit, AJ. Give me concrete proof that time exists outside of what you think, outside of what is subjective. What is the proof that time, not necessarily how we can understand it, but perhaps the initial concept of time, which is the dimension, exists? Well, I'm going to you live and you die. There is day and there is night. There is there are births and there are deaths. There is creation, there is destruction. The question I have for you is, in the middle of both events, what passes? Time passes. Time. Time passes. It's just that simple. You want proof that time exists? The fact that you live, do things throughout a certain span, units, we just don't call them units so far. We ain't even gonna call it time because it's kind of confusing. Over a certain amount of units, you are able to acquire knowledge, wisdom, experiences, good times, bad times, the best times of your life, etc., etc. After birth comes death. In that middle is time, or what we describe as father time. Everything in the universe, everything from you all the way to planet Earth, all the way to the sun, all the way to this galaxy, all the way to our fucking observable universe. There is creation and there is destruction. Everything in the universe is tethered to this law. There's a beginning and an end to everything. How do you determine a beginning and an end to something if time itself does not exist? What else would you describe it? I say units to kind of replace what we understand time as, but units could be years, units could be decades, hell, units could be a generation, units could be 100 years, shit, whatever flies through your head. Either way, it doesn't matter how long it is, how many units it is. Bottom line, between point A and point B, point one A point B, or A.5 or A and a half, in the middle lies time. You remember different points of this middle section. You don't remember the beginning of it, and you damn sure don't remember what it's like at the end of it. But you can tell what happens in the middle because time, the dimension, allows you to. So if you ever want proof that time exists, look at the fact that we have seasons, days. If time wasn't real and if days were fake, the only thing that really exists is day and night, light and day. When we describe time, right, as like um like hours, days, minutes, etc. That is only because of our limited human understanding of what time is and what is determined by time or what affects time. You see what I mean? So, in order to measure our interactions with the reality around us, such as me talking to you through this microphone, through this laptop, and you listening to me from your phone through your headphones using Bluetooth, right? All of that is plotted by time. It just depends on how many units it's gonna take to get from point A to point B. So how long would it take for me to finish recording this and edit it and post it to you listening to it? That middle point is what you would describe as time. So how do you explain days, hours, minutes, etc.? It's just our interaction. It's our interaction with the reality around us. How do we have that interaction? Let's dive even deeper because this is what we're here to do. How do you even witness days, nights, an hour, a minute, a second? How can you determine that shit? The shit is made up. It's man-made. Calendars are made up. Months are made up. The name of days are made up. The number of days in a week is made up. A week is made up. And you are absolutely right. All of that is made up. You want to know why it's made up? Because of our limited understanding of what time really is and what's determined by it. How do we explain days, hours, and minutes? I want y'all to put y'all science caps on because it's gonna get it's gonna get tough than a motherfucker in a bit. How do you describe time? It's light. Now, let's for all my spiritual people out there, this is going to dive into your realm because what a lot of people don't accept is quantum physics is kind of what people believe about energy and spirits and etc. It's a form of quantum physics, a branch of it. Let's say y'all know what energy is, right? You know what the law of energy is. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. With that law that we all accept, that we all know, light is the purest form of energy in the universe. I have to say that again because I want you to really think about it. Light is the purest form of energy in the universe. How, AJ? How? Well, when the Big Bang happened, there was light. Hell, you read the Bible. What is the first thing that God said in the Bible when he created the world and the earth in 7 days? Let there be what? Light. When people describe themselves as positive beings, uplifting, and something that other people want to be around, they describe themselves as beings of what? Beings of light. Light is the purest form of energy in the universe. Nothing can travel faster than it. Everything decays under it. Nothing can exist without it. And time is one of those things. Time is one of those things. Whenever we look into the night sky at night, right? And like I said, we're gonna get into light. So when this side of the world is not facing towards the sun, the light from the sun is reflecting off the moon, and that light reflects on us, right? It's still sunlight. It's neither created nor destroyed. It's only transferred. Light is light. Whenever we look into the night sky, we're looking back into time. How are we looking back into time? Whenever you see a distant planet, star, a galaxy, the fucking moon, and the sun, you are seeing it as if it was hours, minutes, seconds, hours, centuries, or even millennia ago. The light that bounces off of anything in the universe gets reflected into every other direction. Why? Because, well, you can't control energy, especially energy like light. When it bounces off of said object, so let's say the light right now that you're seeing is bouncing off of me, it reflects in every direction. And it moves at a finite speed, which is speed of light. And since our universe is so large in space, remember what I was saying earlier, it takes a while for light to reach us. So when we are looking into the night sky, hell, when you're looking into the sun, when you're looking at the sun, you are literally looking about 6 to 7 minutes into the past. The past. That's time. Time is determined by light. How the fuck can you look into the past and you're looking straight at something? Why? What is the first thing that I said about space and time? They're relative. So the longer a given space is, the longer back in time, the farther back in time you're looking at an object. Now, me looking at you between at the end of a street, me looking at you at the end of one street, the end of another. Okay, that's different. It's like, probably nanosecond variations, minor variations that we probably as humans wouldn't notice. But if I was to look at you, let's say you can stand on the surface of the sun. If I was to look at you standing on the surface of the sun, I'll be looking at you 7 minutes into the past. I'm not looking at the current you. I never will look at the current you. Light itself, space intertwined with light shining in a given space and a space being stretched out determines the rate or the speed of time itself. Relative, remember, because time is relative, the speed of time itself relative to you. Because if you are at different points in space, then you will witness time differently. If you are moving through space faster than other people, you witness time slower than other people. You see what I mean? This is what people describe as time dilation. This is what our good old, well revered scientist Einstein was talking about, the theory of relativity, which is when an object motions through a space faster than another. So let's say you standing still and I'm moving at the speed of light. Hell, let's say you're moving at the speed of sound, which is pretty fucking fast, and I'm moving at the speed of light. I will pass you. You would probably be able to see me pass you. Unlike now, where light is instantaneous for us because we are still, we're not moving through a given space. So for us, time is, or light is instantaneous. So time is always occurring. You see what I mean? Time never will sit at a standstill. Why? Because even our planet, even our solar system, even our galaxy at all times is moving through space. So we will always witness time. We're moving through space because the universe is expanding. The only way that time will ever stop is if the universe stops expanding. This is a little bit deep. This is a little bit kind of deep. It's kind of like off brand a little bit, but this is really deep into understanding how time works or whether or not time is even real or an illusion. You know what I'm saying? Time exists. Time exists. Our perception of time is an illusion. Hence, what I was saying about you standing on the surface of the sun and me standing on the surface of earth and you looking at me and me looking at you. You are never looking at the current me. I'm never looking at the current you. Never, ever, ever. Because the distance between us two objects is too camera is too large, to the point where it's going to take 7 minutes for me to see what you are currently doing. But by the time I look at you, you are already doing something else. You're 7 minutes into the future. So my perception of time is an illusion. And it's only an illusion because of the distance between me and you. If I was standing next to you on the surface of the sun, I would be able to see what you're presently doing. But if I'm 1,000,000, 2, 3,000,000 miles away from you, then obviously I would never look at the current you. It's always going to be seconds or minutes to a delay. The illusion part that people associate with time, is just a human perception. And our human perception, once again, y'all, is limited to only what we can necessarily prove. And right now, we can't prove a lot. So we can't travel back into time. We can't look at what you was doing 10 years ago because you wouldn't be looking at yourself. You would be looking at a different version of you in another reality. But that's a whole other podcast. That's the multiverse theory, which is linked to this. It's a whole other podcast, but these two will go hand in hand. So, bottom line, y'all, time is as real as you are. To sum it all up, time is as real as you are. However, time is relative to the individual, relative to where they are in a given space from the object that they are looking at. So, if I'm here, right, and you fucking, like I said, 1,000,000 miles away, time between me and you will be different. Time will pass faster for you than it would for me. But when it comes to us being on Earth, right, since our interactions with time and since we all are moving through space at different speeds, because the Earth is always moving at a constant motion. But if I'm running, I'm moving faster, way faster than somebody that's walking, or I'm moving way faster than somebody that's sitting down talking to you through a goddamn computer. So time for the person running will pass way slower than it would for you. Hence why an hour to you could be different to an hour to your friend. Let's say you at work or some shit, and let's say y'all done had like an 8-hour shift or a 10-hour shift, and you be like, damn, work went by fast today. And then you ask your friend and they say, hell no, bro, that shit wasn't fast. That motherfucker took forever. The reason why it took forever is because our perception of time, how we experience time, is different from how time truly operates. And the reason why that is because shit, we at different spaces in time. We are at different spaces in a given or different points in a given space. So time will work differently for everybody. So yeah, an hour for me is different from an hour for you. Yeah, for me, the summer could have gone by fast as fuck, but for you, the summer could have went by slow as hell. For me, the winter could have went by slow as hell, and for you, the winter could have went by fast as fuck. It's all relative. It's all relative. Our individual perception, our individual observation of time is what makes time fake itself. But time itself, the dimension of time, the concepts that time live by, the concepts that we live by, that adheres to Father Time, is real. How we experience that is an illusion. That's the bottom line about whether or not time is real, or whether or not time is fake, or whether or not uh we really experience time differently than other people. I know people was talking about the Ethiopian calendar and how the Ethiopian calendar is in 2014 and we in 2022. I mean, is leading people to say that time is fake. No, time is not fake. Months, years, however, is fake. Why is it fake? Because we are not moving at the speed of light. So we can't determine what a year is. Only a light year can. And if y'all really want to know what a light year is relative to us, huh, huh, what the fuck? A year to us is like a second. A year to us compared to a light year is like a second to us compared to our entire lifetime. So you can imagine exactly how small we are compared to time. But I'm trying to see if there's any other notes that I got. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Shit. Bottom line, the units of time that we made, such as hours, days, minutes, years, decades, generation, millennia, fucking eons. Nigga, we can go higher and higher and higher in tiers of time. The only way we made that, the only way we was able to make that, the only way we able to understand that I just talked to you an hour ago at home compared to me talking to you currently is how we perceive time. And how we perceive time is an illusion. But time itself is as real as you are. So with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna go get up out of here. That's the end of the episode. This probably gonna go live on Friday. Um, you know, get some content going. This is a solo show. Solo show this week. We'll probably get a group session next week. But yeah, like, react, comment, share, follow the social medias at the bottom of the goddamn. Follow the social medias at the bottom. Follow the social media at the bottoms of the goddamn screen that you see right there. And we golden. So y'all be safe. Tell somebody you love them. Make some money. And I'm gone.